Hello and warm welcome to a special edition on the program, The Guest, where we extract personalities on the platform and, of course, their contribution to national development. Joining us on the studio today on this special edition is a Nollywood veteran and, of course, a man that have graced the screen back in the days and, of course, is here to grace the screen this time on Oweleketv. We'll go on a short break, and once we're back, we'll be talking with this Nollywood veteran. Don't go away.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Hello, welcome back. I'm being joined today on this special edition on The Guest, a program on Oweleketv by the Nollywood actor. I'm referring to no other than Emma Ehumadu, who's also known as a very wonderful Labista, joining us on the program today. Good to have you join us on this special edition of our program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you've been a very unique brand name, and of course, the role that you've played in Nollywood has always make you to stand out. And very unique about you. But people may want to know, how did you venture into Nollywood?
How? Wow. Oh, man. I look forward to an interview that I will go for that they will not ask me, how did you get into Nollywood?
Yeah.
Nollywood is not a door where you just open and get in. Yes. Nollywood is an industry. It's a film industry where movies have been produced, directed, acted, and then, distributed. So how did I get into Nollywood? So many years ago.
Precisely?
1996.
1996.
Yes.
That's some of us were not born.
Some of you were not born then. So many years ago, 1996 precisely, so. But before then, I have always wanted to be an actor. It has always been in me. The flair to be an actor has always been part of me, right from when I was little. As a matter of fact, from my primary school. Okay, so I grew up in Jos. I did my primary school in Jos, did my secondary school in Jos too. So back then, when I was in primary school, aside being in my primary school, we had a cinema. We had two cinemas almost in front of my house. We had the New Era cinema where they used to show all those Jackie Chan movies those days. And then we had the Kwarafa cinema where they show Indian films. So it was Chinese films and Indian films. This one shows Jackie Chan and the rest of them, while the other one shows Dharmendra, Mithu Chakraborty, Amitabh Bachchan, and all those kind of actors back then, So I used to steal from my mother's purse to go get into the cinema and watch these movies.
Passion.
That's the truth. Particularly Chinese films. I loved Chinese movies a lot. I don't know why. But after watching, I started to develop this interest in, being a martial artist, kind of. So I had a drawing book back then. Primary school though, I had a drawing book where I would draw all these Chinese elements, the Chinese actors, the Kung Fu masters, the drunken masters. I drew them in my book there. And then after drawing them, I also demonstrate this Chinese, like, those kind of moves them.
We saw that
then,
on Nollywood, yeah.
Do you understand? So it's been a long way coming, And then when I got into secondary school, I was with the Dramatic and Debating Society. I was with the Boy Scouts. I was with the Man O' War. So I have always been an extrovert. Let's just put it that way. Then after my secondary school, the need for me to go to university was there. I wrote JAMB a couple of years. So while JAMB was still tossing me around, I now left Jos and then migrated to Lagos. And then joined
You went to the home
industry. Yes, I went to the home of the movies. And I joined the movie industry. I went with a friend of mine. His name is Doziebo. He finds location for these filmmakers. So one day he just told me that he was going to look for a house where they were going to make film. I said, okay, no problem. He went and they came back. The next day, he told me that there's an audition for a movie that he was going for the audition. I said, audition? He said, yes. I said, I'm going with you. He said, okay. And that was how I followed him, and we went for that audition. And after that audition, that was it. My life changed, and I started to follow from one audition to the other, follow from one audition to the other. So after like 2-3 years of being in the industry, of being in Nollywood, I realized that this industry was going to go far, that there was a need
it was more of passion.
Yeah, yes, just it was all passion, you understand? But I didn't see it like a playground. I knew that I was going to carve a niche for myself in it. I also knew that I was going to carve a career for myself in the industry. Hence, I decided to go back to school. Then I went and wrote JAMB again, and enrolled into Lagos State University, where I studied mass communication. And boom, that's how we kept pushing school and acting until I graduated from Lagos State University, and then I faced my acting career wholly.
Very fantastic.
Yes.
I think one of those things that I've gotten from there has to do with your environment had a way of influencing you to, your passion.
Yes.
And of course, this has led you, to where you were as at that time.
Yes.
But there must be a movie that stood you out. Everybody has the point where they actually, oh, this is where I started shining. This is where people started knowing me. What was that particular movie? Because you've acted several movies.
I've done a lot of movies, my brother. I've done so many movies.
You can't even count them
especially the gangster movies, you understand? Where I have to handle one gun or one knife at the point in time.
But that's not your lifestyle.
No, it has nothing to do with my lifestyle. It has
there's not someone can see yourself running on the streets.
No. It has nothing to do with my lifestyle. Actually, people will say that I'm so good with my role interpretations that they tend to attach me to that kind of life. But when they eventually meet me in person, and after a couple of conversations with me, or after being around me for a while, they'll be like,
you're that
man, you are completely different from what you act. I say, yes, what I act is my business. Who I am is who I am.
You've seen what is happening to Kanayo. Everybody's saying sacrifice,
sacrifice, all this kind of thing. But he has nothing to do with ritual. He's not a ritualist. He's just a good actor.
Fantastic.
Just the way you interpret your roles, people will just attach you to that kind of role. That's how it is with me too. So talking about the movie that stood me out, yes. That's why you hear each time they mention my name, Emma Ehumadu, they have to attach that AKA Labista. So that is the movie that stood me out. Labista. That movie.
Which year was that?
I shot that movie in 2003. 2003. And that is the movie that changed my life, changed my career, stood me out, made me a celebrity, made me an A-list actor.
So what happened after the movie? Is it that people started calling you?
Yes. Before that movie, I was just like a backup actor, when they are looking for people to complete a role. They call me. In as much as they know I'm good, you understand? But they will call the likes of Sentobi, call the likes of Emeka Ike, call the likes of Ramsey Noah before they will look for my likes. You understand? But after I made Labista in 2003, the movie came out in 2004. That was when everybody knew that name, Emma Ehumadu. As a matter of fact, I'm just one of those actors that my movie name took over my name. So very few people you hear them call me my real name. So anybody that calls me Emma Ehumadu, I will know that this is an ardent fan. I say, no, leave these people. This is my real fan.
They know your root.
If not, every other person calls me Labista. See Labista. Hey, Labista is in this film. Labista, new film. Labista, new film, don't come out to. So it's not like Emma has done another movie. No, it's Labista has done another movie. Forgetting that Labista is also a name of a movie. So that Labista stood me out, took over my name, and put me on the spotlight. That was when I would just sit back like this. My phone will ring. They say, Labista, are you free? In the next 1 month, I have a film that we want us to make. I said, okay, we'll negotiate. Before Labista, 21st December, 21st June, are you free? Labista, what you hear? Labista, what is there? Till today. So after the first Labista, I did the Return of Labista. I did the Revenge of Labista. I'm actually following Sylvester Stallone's pattern of Rambo.
Yeah.
Rambo First Blood, Second
Yeah.
Blood, Third Blood, Fourth Blood.
Yeah.
So I've done Labista. I've done the Return of Labista. I've done the Revenge of Labista. You guys should watch out for the final part of Labista.
So Labista is still coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Because when I was about asking you, a lot of people have not seen you on the screen of recently and all of that. So people were looking at what's happening. Are you working behind the scene, or is this something that you are cooking, just as you've mentioned?
Actually, like I said earlier, our drive for filmmaking those days was pure passion. We put our life to it, and then before we started to make money, then we could trek from Ikeja to Festac just to attend an audition. We could trek from Festac to Surulere just to attend an audition. Before we started, we'll make a movie, we'll not be paid until the movie comes out. Then they will now say, hey, where are those people that featured in that film? Come for your payment or so day. We will go, and they will pay us, and then they'll still tell us to stand by for the next movie. That was how
But the process was genuine.
It was genuine.
Without influence.
No influence. It was genuine. Although influence played a
role
in some people.
Okay.
Not for me. Me, it was pure credit. It was pure credit. Everything that came my way was because I could do it, not because of I had no influence whatsoever. So eventually the movies started growing and growing and growing. The marketers from Idumota and Alaba came in, put in money, and then the industry started to see money. And then the industry started growing. Just that, unfortunately, the people that were putting money into the Nollywood industry then, they made money, but they refused to reintroduce the money they made back into the industry. You know how it is when you make money, then you still invest in the business you're making.
It keeps growing.
Yeah, then it keeps growing better. But in this case, they make money, they use the money to go and build hotels. They make money, they use the money to go and build personal houses. Yes.
Or investors?
The investors, the producers now. The investors were the producers. You understand? Any other person that was producing for you was just called the associate producer. If not, you could sit in your house and dole out the millions of naira that needs to be made, for the movie to be made. And at the end of the day, you are the producer. Even though you have somebody in the field that draws around for
doing
you,
all of that.
That one just takes the role of the associate producer.
Oh.
You understand? So they made a lot of monies, and they invested in other things. So at the point in time, drought started to come into the industry. There was no money circulating in the industry, and people were just suffering. They were just suffering, making movies, and then nothing was coming back. This was how they continued. Instead of investing in the business and making the business grow bigger, they were not. And then eventually, time and chance took over. Time is constant.
Very fast,
so time changed. And when time changed, that was when people stopped watching cassettes. They started to watch CD.
Yeah.
From CD, people stopped watching CD. Then the invention of the telephone, the handset. Then people started to watch movies on their handset. So movies went from CDs to online. You understand?
Yeah.
So when it went online, that was the change that happened to the industry.
So Nollywood were not prepared for that change?
They were not prepared for the change. We were not prepared for that change. It came. It came suddenly and took over everything. And then eventually the CD market was not selling anymore. So all these marketers, when they make movies, they used to sell in hundreds of thousands and millions of copies. But eventually they were not selling anymore. Before you know, they were dropping to the point that when you make 10,000 prints of CDs, you will not be able to sell it. And then till today that I speak to you, I still have loads of CDs in my house that we couldn't sell. You understand? Because time happened to the industry. And then everything went online. And then when it went online, very few people had the idea to also go online, start to do online distribution, like the Irocos, the Aforevos, you understand? There are a couple of them, while others fell out of business. So as I speak to you today, the Nollywood industry has been broken into several parts. Yes, because the more serious-minded producers are here now, and because the movies has gone online, you have to make better movies. It's not like before where you just shoot whatever. You know, we had a slogan then. So guy, we don't get water to shoot that scene we want shoot. They go tell you say, shoot her like that. You know, we had all this kind of slogan. So we could do anything then and get away with it. You know, it's just for the audience or the viewers to just complain.
I think the storyline was just what was captivating.
Yes, we had fantastic storylines back then. Fantastic.
People sleep at night and then they get to dream movies.
Oh yes, yes. That was what happened then. And then that period, a lot of stars were made out of the movies. A lot of stars were created from Nollywood. Fantastic actors, superstars, people like Genevieve, Omotola, Stephanie Okereke, Mike Izurenye, Ramsey Noah, Emeka Ike, Nonso Jobi, you name them. Myself, you understand? Sylvester Madu, so many superstars were made out of Nollywood movies of then, you know. So, but now, the system has changed. The world knows about us now. And the world still knows that Nollywood is a virgin place. So the world is creeping into us. So there are very few serious-minded filmmakers now that will make big budget movies that they could sell on Netflix. In fact, this is where the dream is. So let's come back to your question. You say they've not been seeing me on screen. Yeah, because when change happened to Nollywood, I had to withdraw myself a little bit so that change can also happen to me. You know, I'm looking forward to the big screen movies. That's where we are now. I'm not interested in all of those kind of little movies again. I'm not interested. We have done that part.
Yeah.
We have passed that stage. You understand? It's not like they do not call me. They call me, but probably when I give them the price they should pay, they're not able to pay it because their budget is not big. And I'm not ready to start, you know, chasing one location to the other with peanuts anymore.
You've paid your price then.
We've paid our dues. We've done all of that. So gone are those days. So right now we're just sitting back and looking forward to the big screen movies, you know, the Netflix standard kind of movies, the cinema movies. So until I'm called upon to do those kind of movies, we're still here, you know, putting our hands in other businesses to survive. Because if you do not try to survive through other means,
other streams,
Nollywood go do you. If Nollywood do you,
it can put to you. All right, so we are still having Labista with us in the studio, of course, taking a look at some developments on Nollywood and its lifestyle. So we'll go on a break, and once we return, we'll delve into another aspects of this special edition of the interview. Don't go away. All right, hello, welcome back. Of course, I'm having Labista with me in the studio, still talking about his life and, of course, his times, his impact in the world of Nollywood. So, but we'll be taking a look aspect of what is currently happening. There's some aspects of our stars that have been very much unaware to some Nigerians, and this has been concern generally to the public. And of course, we are here to see how we can actually address all of these issues. Labista, I would love to know your marital status, because of recent, we've seen that marriages of celebrities and stars seems not to be encouraging, and it's happening because they have always been the eyes of the society. People watch them as role models. People emulate what they do and all of that. So people are saying, "Oh, why is what is happening?" I don't want to even start mentioning, you know, marriages that have, of course, been on the screen of all of this. So let's start with you. What is your marital status?
Well, I think my finger can speak for itself. If you look at my finger, it tells that I'm married, right? Yes, I'm married. For those of you that do not know, and for those of you that are hoping that someday I will come your way and marry you. I am married. You know, I have my beautiful wife and I have my kids. I have 2 boys and a girl in my house.
How many years of marriage now?
This is going to be our 12th year of marriage. I've been married for 12 years, you know, and you know, I like to keep my things private. Yeah, I'm a very, very private person. All my gra where you go see that for female. When you meet me in real person,
some of the information about your family are very scarce. So
yes,
people can't even find them, and of course they may have some questions around that.
I'm very private with my life. I'm very private with my family. I keep my things private. So you don't see me shouting up and down on the internet, about my family and about the things I do. I'm not that kind of person that like to put the things that I do in front of the camera. There are people that record everything they do and they put it out, on social media. And those are the kind of people that whatever that happens to them, you see that the social media will have to be the judge.
Yeah.
The social media will judge for you, will speak for you, will tell you what to do and what not to do. And no, I don't belong to that class of people. I'm a very private person and I choose to live my life that way.
Very private.
Yes.
Now, would you now say, because as I said, celebrities were to be role models. Nollywood actors were role models to people. People were emulating, the lifestyles of this and that. They want to be like this. But currently, as it has happened, will you bring this to judge that it's because of more of celebrities bringing their family lifestyles and all of that to social media, or will it be that people are marrying celebrities, or would it be that all of these concerns are what we do not get to place of what is happening? What is your assessment to all of this?
I think people marry for different reasons, and some people see celebrities like they are multimillionaires. Like maybe some girls will look at a man and say, this guy get too much money, and then she decides to marry him. And then when she eventually gets to his house, she finds out that he is not as rich as she thought. And then before you know it, they start to have issues. Probably the dream car that she wanted to be driving is not what she's seeing. The dream house she wanted is not what she's seeing. And then eventually you see them, they start to have issues. Some people marry for the sake of that they want to be known as a married woman or a married man, and then you end up marrying the wrong person. You see, marriage is an institution that stands out on its own. It's an institution that you cannot understand until you get inside. And then when you eventually get inside, get into that thing called marriage, it is left for you to decide, do you want to stay in it or you want to pull out? If you want to stay in it, you will make your marriage work. And the only way you can make your marriage work is to make sure that you have a proper understanding between you and your wife. It's all about the two of you. Once you have understanding about life, about everything that happens to you, discuss it, have an agreement, and then, you put it out. If not, once there is a breakdown in understanding between the two of you, then you start to have issues. I know I have met a couple of women that will say that kissing one that they do for film, now for real. And I'll say, yes, now it's true now. It has to be real. Hey! How your wife they manage? You understand? All those kind of apropos people. Why some will still meet my wife, say, say your husband, women like him, women like your husband, how you they cope? All those kind of people. So when you allow such people come into your wife and you do not know that so there are some informations that are just for you and your husband, no matter what an outsider says, and you decide to let what they say to you get into your head, your head will turn to ofaku, where they will mix it with rice and eat it. But if you understand that there are certain things, like I said, keep some things to yourself, apply wisdom in everything they do. So long as your man goes out and come back, you will start having issues. If your man do not return to you, that's when you know you have problem. You know you're having issues. If your man goes, he stays 3 days, 4 days outside the same city where you are, and not come back home, he's not making a new movie, and he stays 3 days, 4 days outside and comes back, and then you know you have issues. But if your man goes out every day and returns to you, goes out every day, despite whatever he sees out, there's no doubt that we don't face temptations. We see and we face temptations. There are so many fine women out there. All of them are shaking us up and down and all these kind of things. You understand? Trying to drag us to their attentions, But you should be able to draw the line. Yeah, you can look at it and say, this one, forget it. We don't see a tire. You understand? Knowing that you also have a woman in your house that is prettier than them, or you can find out that they will get bigger than them. So everybody calm down. You understand? Yeah. Learn to draw your lines. Understand your marriage. Understand your wife. Let your wife understand you. Have communication. Always communicate with your wife. That communication is very, very important. When you guys are not communicating, then there will be a breakdown in communication.
Yeah.
And when that happens, then issues will begin to come in.
Yeah.
Mind you, there are no areas where there are no problems. But because, like you say, we are role models, we're spotlight to the society. So whatever we say is the gets into the blogs. And then it will look as if it is our own that is worst. No, breakup, they happen everywhere. Marriage is still whole ground, everywhere. So I am one of those that they will not catch me on way, say me and my wife break up. Nothing like that is going to happen.
They can't find
They
you.
cannot get me.
Yul Edochie, is he your friend? And Emeka Ike is your friend. And now, because all of this is because of it seems people have problem in their marriages. And now some people are saying, oh, people are passing through a lot. You don't know what they are passing through. You don't know what they're passing through. So when they come out to speak, it seems that social media do not know what has really happened. But as your friend, Emeka Ike has been your friend. Yul, I think Edochie is your friend. Yes. Have you been able to reach out to them on what has happened as your colleague, as your friend?
No. It will be wrong for me to call them and start to ask them what's going on in your home. I think it will be wrong for me to do that. It's their personal issues. They face their issues. Everybody has his own load to carry, especially when it has to do with marriage. Face your issue. Whatever you decide to do with your marriage, it's your issue. Deal with it. I cannot call you now and start to advise him that, why did you leave your wife? Why did you marry another person? No, I can't.
Is this having impact on his career, on their career?
I think the only impact it's having is on the people that like to talk. You understand? The social media is a talking ground where people talk without confirmation, where people like to wag. You just sit at your comfort of your house, use phone, type anything, post. You understand? That's what it is. So, but you don't live your life for those people. You don't live your life for social media. It is your personal life. It is only he who wears the shoe knows where it pinches. So you take your decision based on the shoes that you're wearing. Nobody should come and tell you, so, but do like this or don't do like that. No, it is your headache. Decide to take Paradol or decide to take Fensic or take Paradol night. It is your headache. However you want it to calm it, face it and calm it. Deal with it. That's what makes you the man.
So the online in-laws, according to what some people call them, they should stay clear from,
They cannot stay clear. They must always be there.
Because these people also...
So long as the issue has gone into social media, the online in-laws, judges and police, they always come in there to drop their own comments, thinking that they know better. Meanwhile, some of those people that are commenting just broke up, left their husband. Some of them are busy cheating outside. Some of them are doing all kinds of nonsense. But yet, they will rather comment on your issue as if they know better. Do you understand the irony? Yeah. You don't know better than the next person. Just deal with your own issue. You that you're single and you're saying this person is stupid and that person is not stupid. Someday you get married, you get into those shoes and you understand exactly what that person is passing through. You may eventually pass through your own. And then other people will still call you stupid. So when you point this finger, the rest are pointing back at you. So watch it.
You definitely ought to watch, because the people are, of course, are watching you. And of course, whatever you do, I think you should take into consideration of yourself first and not what necessarily people will really have to say. I think these are the words of Labista, of course, on issues, controversies regarding the marital issues of celebrities and actors of Nollywood. And now let's take a look at these, the perception people are having about Nollywood currently, that it has to do with people, because you have money, because you have your body to sell, your body to influence and all of that. And it's not encouraging regarding the fact that people are after content. Gone are the days where you said it was about what you can do, what you can deliver. That really was at least a priority in regarding producers taking you to, to shoot in the movie, compared to what is happening now. It seems people are beginning to be the platform, or will I say the community, is really not friendly, to people. Stars are not really, we are not seeing the Genevieve, the Labistas, name them, that we used to see all of that. Why is happening? The generation that we are not taking into consideration all of this.
The sad part is that this new era boys of Nollywood like to call themselves the new Nollywood.
So they have old Nollywood and new Nollywood. Is that an association of Nollywood?
Yes, we have different kinds of associations
Okay.
in Nollywood. We have the Actors Guild, we have the Directors Guild, we have the Producers Guild. Even the scriptwriters have their own guild, the PAs have. So we have different associations that makes up Nollywood. But funny enough, these young boys like to call themselves New Nollywood, which is just something they're coin out for themselves, probably to make themselves feel good, since they know that they are not as famous as we are. You understand? Because there's nothing they can act today that has not been acted or been
Yeah, it
acted
seems
better.
stories are being
Is
repeated.
yes, everything they do is repetition of stories. You understand? So, unfortunately, a little bit of competition, because even the producers now want to feature more of this young ones. Uh, I don't know if I'll say they are scared of reaching out to people like us because they feel we know better than them. But in as much as we do know better, but we're not challenging anybody. If you are the director on in set, you always be respected as a director. If you're the producer, you be respected as a producer. Then as for me, you respect me as a veteran actor. So once we all understand all of this, then we're good. You understand? So that's it. So I don't see any reason why anybody should want to be scared about using anybody. The truth is that the viewers out there want to see, like whenever they see me, they say, "You made my childhood. I grew up watching you."
Absolutely.
These are the kind of words I hear from them. And they want to see more of us. They want to see more of our kind of movies. So even if you're going to use us in this modern kind of films, we're only going to add old flair and old touches
Yeah.
to this modern kind of movies, which is going to give you a fantastic collaboration. And this is what I think. So whether you're old or you're young, whether you're old or you're new, we should be able to work together because it is called Nollywood. There's nowhere the tag old or the tag new. It is Nollywood. We should all be able to work together because what we are working for is to entertain the audience, entertain the viewers while we make our money. That's just it.
That's the difference there.
Mm.
But we're still going to discussion. But let's go on a break right now. Once we return, we'll still be having Labista to talk to us. Don't go away. Welcome back. I'm still having Labista, who is a Nollywood veteran actor, of course, who's still with us on this special edition of the guest program on Oweleketv. What's next for Labista? Because as we spoke earlier, I mentioned that people are looking forward to having you on the screen, and of course, you've made some comprehensive analysis on your coming back. So, what is the next thing? What is the next thing that you're cooking right now?
Anyway, like you said earlier, I haven't been on the screen lately, and that is because I have ventured into other kind of businesses, just to keep body and soul together. So we're still pushing with life, trying to make more money. You know, Let me tell you guys something. The Labista movie that we're talking about, I was in the industry for some time. I got tired of waiting for people to call me up to give me a role that will stand me out. I created it myself. I got the story from a friend. I developed it, and then looked for a marketer, looked for a sponsor that brought the money that we used in shooting that movie. And I insisted that I was going to play the lead role. And I played that lead role called Labista, and that was how my presence in Nollywood changed. Now we have a new set in Nollywood, and I'm still here waiting for people to call me up and give me a big break in the big screen. And it is looking like they are not remembering me yet until I come up myself. So I'm talking about what's cooking. I am definitely cooking something that's going to come up on the big screen. And when it comes, all of you are going to say my name again, La Vista.
La Vista. We can't really wait to say the name very loudly again.
Yeah.
There's something that's very disturbing. It seems, as you said, you are not just relying on Nollywood, the money that you're making from movies and all of that. You ventured into some quite a number of things. But of recent, we find some Nollywood actors, their situations, their health situations disturbing, and they cannot in any way serve themselves, whereby they are coming, to the media to cry out for help. And people have been asking, what happened? Is it that there are no plan? These guys, these stars, did they not have savings and all of that? Was it just something? What can you say about this? Because it was very disturbing about a month ago when the recent one about Miss Tibo and all of that in the hospital and crying out for help?
The worst thing that can happen to anybody called a celebrity is not having money. Being a celebrity goes with having money, and not just having money, having lots of money. Because there's a friend of mine, he came in from London. He didn't really understand my celebrity status until him and I walked the streets of Umuahia. When we got somewhere in a bar, they came down from the car we were in. Nobody noticed them. The moment I stepped down from the car, it was like a public announcement. And then everybody noticed me. And before you know, there was a large mammoth of crowd that gathered me there. They started to shout my name. Labista, Nalekwane Labista, Nalele Labista, hey, Chai Labista, Balamara, this man, I like this guy, you know, this kind of things. They started to shout. Then eventually they started to say, Labista, settle us, Labista, settle us, Labista, you must settle us.
Like a politician.
Right? Do you understand? They started to ask me to settle them. Now, on the normal, probably what I would have done is to put my hand in my big purse where big money is, dole out some big money and sprinkle it in the air and then run off. Like some celebrities do.
Yeah.
But on that day, I don't think I went out with a lot of money. So I was checking, say, what do I want to do now? So my guy that saw the confusion in me said, you also, I said, I also give me the one. I had to put them together and gift. I was giving to some few people. Others, the other side were hitting my glasses. Blah, blah, blah. And like that. So bottom line is what I'm trying to say is that as a celebrity, you are expected to be money. Just be money. You must do that money.
So the money that you are spending on movie, people are expecting that you should also have that same move.
There's this notion, especially in Nigeria and in Africa, that as a celebrity, you must have money because they see you in this TV means you have money. How you make money, they don't care, but you have, excuse me, you must have money. So that's how it is. So over the years, remember I said something to you. I said over the years, we had investors in Nollywood that were investing in Nollywood. They make money, but they were not reintroducing the money back in the system. Rather, they used the money to go and invest in other things like hotels and other kind of businesses. So it made it difficult for actors to make money. For those of us that you think that we made money, the money we made were nothing. That's why you see somebody like Emeka Ike, the money he made, you know, when he was active, he invested, he had a school, he bought a couple of land here and there. Then when he now had issues with his wife and the wife took all those things away, he now became a problem for him because he didn't have any spare money anywhere. Just few investments with his money and that was it. Do you understand? So if anything happens to him now, where is he going to get money to take care of himself? The next thing, he goes on social media and start crying out. So the truth is that a lot of Nollywood actors don't have money like people think because we didn't make the kind of money that we should have made. When you hear somebody is a celebrity, an actor, the person should be able to own properties. Properties. The life that the politicians live in Nigeria is the life that celebrities like us should live.
That's the perception.
Yes, that's what it is. That is what it should be.
That is what it ought to be.
That's what it ought to be. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh.
The life that the politicians live in Nigeria, the kind of money that the politicians have, is the kind of money that actors, musicians should have.
Government would have been paying?
Not government, making the money from your business. Don't you understand what's going on in Hollywood? Don't you understand what's going on in the Western world? Because these people have organized system of getting their monies back to them. Some of the issues we have in Nigeria is that when you invest your money, when you put money in these things in these movies, how do you get them back? If not for an organized platform like Netflix that is organized, so once you guys negotiate, you get your money. If not, how else do you want to get the monies back? The only way then was this CD sales. Yeah. Do you understand? If not online, how do you get your money back? Do you understand? If you want to do YouTube, you can shoot 5 films and put on YouTube, and those 5 films will not make you $100 in a month.
when you monetize.
Yes. It will not make you $100 in a month because YouTube is like a big hole that needs a lot of fill-ups before it begins to yield money. Do you understand? So that means you're going to sink in millions into your channel before you eventually begin to see the money. So it's a complicated place.
Takes a lot.
Yeah, if your industry is not organized like the way it is in the Western world, you will see those money coming. Nigeria has money, but organizing yourself, having these channels through which these monies come in is where the issue is. The music sector was like that until the music sector was put together. Now the music sector is doing good because they have channels where their monies come from. Spotify, Boomplay, Audiomack. You understand? They have different platforms through which once you put your music online, the more people are streaming, all the monies comes to
directly
to you. So that's it. Until we have that kind of system in Nigeria, you know, actors will continue to suffer.
Very worrisome.
Yeah.
I think actors should also begin to, you know, multitask themselves as you are doing other things.
It's not easy.
It's not quite
easy.
It's
not something everybody can do. It's not an opportunity that is readily open for everybody to get into. So I can say, like me in particular, I can say I have grace that you know.
Nigeria is basically happening to everybody. You see that somebody is doing this, is doing that. A normal Nigerian does over 3 or 4 or 5 things to work. So that is the change that we are talking of, because we know we'll come out of this. But for now, the reality is facing us directly. We should see how we can actually help ourselves, you know, till when the system, you know, can be put to work, and then we can be able to get that done. So what is your advice to Nigerians, or what is your to your fans looking up to you and all of that? What is your message down to them? And because, as you said, the government that you, of course, supported, you've led some foundations about, you know, the subsidy removal and all of that, which is having a ripple effect on the economy. But generally, things are difficult to Nigerians. You agree with me? Even the president himself agrees that things are difficult to Nigerians.
No
so one will understand that it's not really quite easy right now to be a Nigerian. But your message, you know, can give a hope to someone who is probably depressed out there.
Okay. First, I'd like to say this to Nigerians. Please, I think it's about time we start to sing praise ourselves. Let us begin to talk good about Nigeria, because there's one thing I don't like about Nigerians. We are easily, you know, ready to talk bad about our country, talk bad about our leaders, talk bad about Mr. President. We know that there are some bad leaders, but if we learn how to praise our country, look, our country, Nigeria, is a country where a lot of people want to be in and be like. We have some sectors of Nigeria that sells the country in a positive light, that people want to be in Nigeria. People want to be Nigerians. Nigerians, we are proud people everywhere we go. But let us learn how to sing our own praises. Let's tell people that Nigeria is a great country. We are going through things, yes, but Nigeria is going to come out of it and we're going to get better. Let us stop tarnishing our own image, especially those of us in diaspora. The moment you find yourself out of this country, you feel like, to hell with that country, to hell with that country. No. As you are saying to the hell with that country, you still have your relations here that you will still come back to one day. So let us learn to praise our own country, make so that our country will be a better place. This is my message to Nigerians. And then to my lovely fans, I know that for some time I have deprived you guys of the action that you well needed. I know how much you guys love my actions, and I know how much you guys want me to be on the screen. I am going to come back. I'm going to hit you guys with big action movies. 2024, you're going to see me return. Not the return of Labista this time, but we're going to come back with something bigger and something better that you're going to love for the rest of your life. Thank you. No matter what you find yourself in, keep struggling. Don't ever stop. Oftentimes when I come online, I know some of you will tell me, say, Labista, help me. I want to get into the industry. Help me out. Don't sit in your house and be waiting for Labista to come and help you. Things are better for you guys now because you have the social media to send out whatever you can do for people to see. Our own days, we didn't have that opportunity. Do you understand that? But we were still able to cut through. Now that you guys have these platforms to showcase yourself, What is stopping you? You're waiting for Labista to come and help you. They all grow gray hair.
Of course, you definitely need to push yourself out there, push your content, push what you can do out there.
Yes.
And then people like Labista will get to call you when they see what you've actually put out there. Don't forget that he says he's coming back bigger and better to the screen, and especially the year 2024 we're going to. That is a much, of course, we can't exhaust this, but that's the size of a package on this edition, on the special edition of a program of the guest on the Oweleketv. And of course, you will come your way again with another package with another veteran. Keep watching us. My name is Edikan Michael, and I remain your host.